call to order the regular scheduled meeting of the Fort Wayne City Council for December 15, 2014. Will you please rise, join me in the flag salute, followed by the inspirational given this evening by Council Member Ellis.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, thank you, and you may be seated. Well, if I understand this program outlined tonight, I'll get an opportunity to thank the two most precious commodities our community has. One is our residents, of course, and number two is the staff that works here, city staff. So I'll talk about city staff. It's been a pleasure and a sheer honor for me over the last 4 years to work with what I believe is the greatest public service staff in our county. I can't tell you how hard these guys work. I can't tell you how much they sacrifice. I can't tell you how much bargaining units like SEIU and our Management and Confidential gave to make sure that our city finances were able to be stable during the worst economic downturn in our nation's history. I can just say to you that I am ever grateful for having had the opportunity to work for 4 years with such magnificent people. And I thank them. I thank you for the opportunity to let me work with them. Thank you.
Well, you took my speech totally.
Okay, may we have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Breeze.
Here.
Councilmember Green.
Here.
Councilmember Schnock. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Griffon.
Signing off. Here.
Mayor Sharkey.
President, we have a quorum. We have before us the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion on the objection? Without objection, the agenda is approved by unanimous vote. We have a number of dignitaries with us this evening. And I'd like to recognize some of those who have served in office and are still serving in office. First, I'd like to introduce our longtime mayor and council member, Orvine Carpenter. I had the pleasure of serving with Orvine at the beginning of my tenure here. Another colleague, a classmate of mine from the class of '94, another long-term council member, former Mayor Tony Vellante. And we have with us also a man who is a great friend to the city of Port Hueneme. A man I've had got to know quite well over the years, and I appreciate his presence here today. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great city of Camarillo, the legendary Mike Morgan. From the Oxnard Harbor District, we have Mary Ann Rooney. A long-time member of the Cayugas Water District Board of Directors, Sheldon Berger. Sorry. Well, yeah, shoot me. And also a longtime Harbor Commissioner, Jesse Ramirez. Okay. Does anybody else like to be introduced?
Well, Brownlee's age.
Well, I was doing electives.
Pardon?
I was doing electives.
Oh, she's representing.
Yeah. Well, they will have their opportunity.
Great.
With that, we'll move to item 5, City Clerk 5A, declaring results of the November 4, 2014 municipal general election.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. This item is to declare the results of the municipal general election that was held on November 4th of this year. Back in June, the council adopted resolution number 4083, which called an election for 3 city council seats. A few weeks later in July, council adopted resolutions that also added a ballot measure for an ordinance that would update the city's business license tax code, which was labeled Measure M. During the nomination period in July and August, 5 candidates qualified for the city council race, and the top 3 finishers that were elected in November to serve a 4-year term are Tom Figg, Jim Hensley, and John Sharkey. As far as the business license tax measure, the majority of voters did not vote in favor of Measure M. Therefore, the measure was not carried and shall not be deemed adopted or ratified. So staff's recommendation at this time is for council to adopt a resolution declaring the results of this election, and shortly following that action, the oath of office will be administered to the newly elected council members.
All right.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Any objection? Without objection, the motion carries by a unanimous vote. The resolution is approved. The results of the election are declared. I would now like to invite members Griffo and Ellis Green to join me down at the podium.
Yeah.
You're up, Tom Griffo, appreciate your service with us, sir.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, and it's my honor to present you with this beautiful picture of Hold it up. That's green.
Mayor.
Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Jim.
Never got this otherwise.
Yes.
They speak from the podium.
Well, they will. We actually have a hidden agenda here that was
Hidden?
Well, there it is. You can see it. At this time, I'd like to invite anyone who wishes to make remarks to approach the podium. I do have a request to speak from Mary Ann Rooney. We'll call on you first.
No clapping. On behalf of everybody of the Oxnard Harbor District, our board, and our staff, we'd first like to thank you for your service to the residents of not only Hueneme, but the entire region, for your service here at the city of Hueneme, and we wish you well in the next chapter of your life. We'd also like to congratulate Tom Figg and Jim Hensley, and we look forward to working with the newly constituted council as we move forward. So thank you very much.
Anyone else in the audience? Mr. Morgan.
You made me sound real old. Anyway, I'm here on behalf of the city of Cameroon. My mayor knows I'm here to represent our city, to say how well we've gotten along over the years. Port Hueneme and Cameroon have. You need our rescue, we try to help you, and vice versa. So we're going to continue that pattern, so you know in the future. But also like to say you've had a great council, and I hate to say you two leave. We've got 2 new ones coming in. I'm sure that they'll represent the city well. On behalf of the city of Cameroon, congratulations to you all.
You know, Mike's one of the guys in the county that refers to me as that new guy. Anyone else? Yes, Tracy.
On behalf of the Hueneme Chamber of Commerce, Norm, Ellis, thank you for the service to our city. Thank you for being good business partners during my short tenure at the Chamber. It's made my job easier. And congratulations to both Jim and Tom. I look forward to working with everybody in the newly constituted council as well. Thank you.
Any more validation?
is Lupa Montaña. I'm here representing SCIU 721 employees. Just wanted to thank you for your service. The last time I was here, I wanted to thank you personally for your no vote at that one infamous meeting, so I think you know what I'm talking about. But we wanted to appreciate all your work. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, now's your chance.
Hi, I'm Brad Hudson on behalf of Congresswoman Julia Brownley. I just want to thank both you, Norm and Ellis, for your service. My colleague Sandra is usually covering this area, so I haven't got to work a lot with you, but I've been at numerous events with you, Alice, and it's been a pleasure. And also congratulations to Jim and Tom on behalf of the Congresswoman.
Anyone else? Mr. Reese?
Yeah, I'd like to just say a few words. These past 4 years, the City of Port Hueneme has had many challenges, and the City Council has worked hard to do its best to serve the public interest. And I have not worked with two more finer people that are willing to compromise, willing to think out of the box, willing to provide suggestions, willing to seek input, and set their own agendas aside and work towards what's in the best interest of the City of Port Hueneme. These two gentlemen here, I take my hat off to them. They are true citizens of Port Hueneme, and I thank you very much for all that you've done for the City of Port Hueneme over this past 4 years.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. I have also had the pleasure of working with both of you, and things have not been easy these last 4 years, but we've been able to make some changes and improvements, and it's the leadership that both of you have provided during the time. And so I wish you well then as you go into a new, maybe, career, but always know that you have friends here at City Hall and on the City Council. Thanks.
Gentlemen, over the last number of years, I've served on numerous boards and commissions with some outstanding public servants. But I will say that I've never served on a finer board than this council has been in these last few years. It has been a real privilege to be your colleague. And I thank you for all that you've done and all the support you've given our community and me personally. And look forward to seeing you stay active in our community. I know we'll be seeing you around. Thank you so much, guys. Now it's your turn. If you care to say a few parting words.
Well, I'd like to thank the citizens for allowing me to represent you folks for the last 8 years. It's been challenging, stressful, exciting, stressful, humbling, stressful. And most of all, I've learned so much from the staff here. You folks really are in great hands with the staff. They're professional. They know exactly what the city needs. They're like the engine that runs the city, and you've got the leadership up here that helps steer them. And I think you guys are going to be in really good hands with the newly elected, especially with the staff that we have working right alongside. So again, I really appreciate what you guys allowed me to represent for the last 8 years. Lastly, I'd like to thank my friends and my family. My wife is here. Without her, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you.
It was very tough to follow that. So I'll tell you guys a really long story. They'll, just bore you to death. I'm from Arkansas. I'm an Arkansas native. I've got some famous cousins and some not so famous cousins from Arkansas. Most of the males in my family have distinct voices. Some of them deep, some of them mellow, and of all kinds. It's an interesting thing to me. When I leave Arkansas, people say, "Oh, you should be in broadcasting. You should sing." But back in Arkansas, they say, "Oh, you should have had a voice like your cousin Al." And they always lament the fact that I have a bad voice. So I got a great voice when I'm outside of Arkansas. But I'm going to steal a line from him. And I'll say for Norm and I to all of our colleagues, our residents that we've had this pleasure to serve. Don't look so sad, you know. I know it's over. Let's just be glad that we had this time together. It has been an absolute honor to represent all of the people, and we tried our best to represent all of the people, all of the constituents, no matter what your religion, no matter what your race, no matter what your economic income was. We tried to do that. We tried to do it in earnest, and I hope we didn't fail you. And we're ever grateful for the love and the support that some of you have shown us. So thank you very much.
We'll point out that there is going to be punch and cake after the meeting, so if you care to stick around, you're certainly welcome to partake and enjoy.
You won't be able to punch me.
Well, I think we're taking enough punches. Thank you, gentlemen. The next move is yours.
All right, so I'd like to invite, where is he? Oh, back there. Hi, Tom. Incoming council member Tom Fig and incoming council member Jim Hensley to please come up to the dais, and along with Mayor Sharkey to please stand, and I will administer the oath of office. Up on the dais, please. Yes.
This is it.
So, will you raise your right hands with me? I state your name.
I, Jim Hensley,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of California,
that I would take this obligation freely
and take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and I will and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Thank you, Council.
All right.
May I have a moment, please?
Yes, you may.
As is my tradition, when we have newly elected folks on the city council, or basically anywhere I go, people are newly elected, and they take that solemn oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. I take that very, very seriously. And I have with me here, I'd like to present to you three as a present, a pocket copy of the Constitution of the United States, so that you can have that with you and welcome aboard. Thank you.
Anybody else like to say anything?
I don't think it's any secret I love Port Hueneme. And my commitment to you is to make it even better. But I'm only one person, and I'm really looking forward to this council, that we can jointly move this community forward. I don't want to belabor the issue, but there are a couple of people I'd like to acknowledge. I had a lot of help in getting to this point. And there's really two groups that I would like to pay recognition to. First are my senior advisors. They grounded me when I got out of hand. Tony Villani, former mayor and council member, Orvine Carpenter, likewise, and Shelley Berger, who was my treasurer. They, like I said, they grounded me when I sometimes would kind of go off the deep end. Secondly, and more importantly, I would like to introduce my core campaign committee, because these are the leaders of the future. They're my family. I would like, not yet. Yes, I would like to. Truly, they were what made that. They drove me to the place I am right now. David, please, my son David, and his beautiful girlfriend Victoria, and our neighborhood adopted son, please, Patrick. These kids went out on weekends when I couldn't cover the entire city. I did my best, but they covered those portions of the community I couldn't. And then finally, my oldest son, Brian Fig. Brian was my bodyguard, and I needed it. There were times I needed it, so thank you very much. I am thrilled to be here. I am so optimistic of the future and the good things to come, and I'm truly looking forward to working with my colleagues here to make that happen. So thank you very much for your support. Oh, and my wife. Wait a minute. My wife broke her pelvis right at the beginning of my campaign, and she was on her back for 2 months. Now, I don't know why I'm paying tribute to her, but honey, you know, a happy wife is a good and happy life. So, my wife, Tama, thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. It's been fun. The race was fun. And it was the people that I worked with, that I had the opportunity to work with, that made it even more fun. First of all, my campaign team, I would like them to stand. Jess Ramirez, Sal Ramirez, and Fernando, are you here? Fernando Cremona was supposed to be here too. These are the people that put it all together. They made it happen. So I'm very pleased with that. The second thing, I see a lot of friends out here, a lot from Hueneme Bay and friends from across Oxnard and all over the place. All those people that believed in me, supported me, voted for me, and helped to support me all the way through. Would you please stand? And if you're already standing, raise your arms. A lot of educated people back there. Also, the final thing, immediately after tasting your cake, which we're going to have shortly, we have a pizza party that's a kind of a little get-together for everybody that comes in here, right over at Pizza Man Dan. If you go down the corner, take a right at Hueneme Road, in that little strip mall, just off the corner, we're going to have all kinds of free pizza. We want you all to show up, and we get a chance to meet everybody. And Councilman Breeze is going to be our MC in introducing all the staff of the city. So I hope to see you over there shortly. Thank you very much.
Well, this is one of the new guys. Let me express my profound thanks to the people of Port Hueneme for having faith in me again for all these years and providing incredible support through thick and thin. There's a couple people that they're here that should be recognized. Sharon Clark was a big supporter of mine, and I won't forget my wife Beverly Kelly. I mean, it's not just lip service to say I couldn't do any of this without her, because I really couldn't. She just does so much to keep me going. Love you, honey. It's said that art is creativity in the face of barriers. Port Hueneme has always had barriers, difficulties, and we always have to be creative. And I look forward to going forward with the new members of our team and finding creative ways to work through the difficulties we have and break through the barriers that our city faces. And with that, we'll move forward. And to item 6, which is City Council reorganization, nominations for mayor. And since I'm already talking, I'll just sort of roll over into this item a little bit. Back in 1994, when Tony Vellante and Bob Turner and I joined Tony Young on this council, we instituted the idea of rotating the mayoralty, with the intent purpose being taking at least some of the political aspect out of it and making it a more routine ministerial kind of action. And over the years, I've pointedly not made a big deal about it, but as this will most likely be my last time as mayor of Port Hueneme. You never say never in politics, but if you're a wagering sort of person, it might be a good bet. These are probably my last few minutes ever as being mayor of Port Hueneme. I'd like to just kind of look back. I was thinking about this past year, and it was certainly an interesting year, wasn't it? We started out with some of the issues of beach erosion, and I have to thank again some people very specifically, Jeff Gorell, who took this right to the governor's office, helped us out a lot. Hannah Beth Jackson, Das Williams, Peter Brand over at the Coastal Conservancy, he's retired now too, all helped us defend our coast. I'd like to thank all those folks that took the time to come up with us to talk to the Coastal Commission a bit about our issues. That was one of it. Then in the summer we had the issue with the unaccompanied minors, and Member Schnauber and I were just recognized by Southwest Key. Health and Human Services, U.S. Health and Human Services recognized our city for the response that we gave, a positive, productive response to that issue. I'm told that even the White House heard about us. And since we are talking about the White House, our Congressmember Julia Brownlee, in talking about our issues with the Corps of Engineers and congressional funding, actually took this to President Obama. You can see the sand that's out there right now. I'm we've received word that we, in this recent Defense Authorization Act, that there's even more money to help us this year. Member Brownlee got some legislation passed that will help us next year and in following years. And it's interesting, when she first announced her office, I kind of pulled her aside and I said, you know, this issue at the beach, this is going to be one of the most important issues in your district. And of course she said, yeah, I understand. But to her credit, she actually did make it one of the most important issues in her district. And we're seeing the results. We need that kind of spirit, that kind of effort, that kind of ability fighting for us in Washington and Sacramento. We've been fortunate this year to have some really good people working for us. And you know, it's been a blessing. And with all the ups and downs we've had, it's been a momentous year, and I think we've made some real progress. I think we can look forward to more progress in years to come. And I thank this council for the support. I thank our staff. I think our city manager has done just a remarkable job talking about working against boundaries and difficulties. She's made a real difference here. And you know, being mayor is not. You know, we don't have any particular power. Sometimes it's no great shakes at all. And you know, I look forward to turning over the gavel, actually. But I do appreciate the support I've gotten from all of our staff and from the council and from all the people at Port Hueneme this past year. Thank you very much. God bless you. And with that, we'll call for nominations for mayor.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to nominate Councilmember Sylvia Munoz-Schnapp for mayor.
Okay, when your Schnapp was nominated, any other nominations? No further nominations? You don't second nomination.
Oh, you don't have to.
You can, it's fine.
I second.
We will, without objection, we'll close the nominations. All those in favor of Sylvia Munoz-Schnapp for our mayor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by unanimous vote. Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Sharkey, and thank you, colleagues. It's my great pleasure and honor to serve as mayor again of Port Hueneme. The last time was about 4 years ago, and it was such a gift to represent the city as mayor. You know, there's extra meetings that we go to and all, and we run this meeting, and our vote is equal to the other colleagues on this dais. But most importantly, it's what we learn about the community, knowing that we stand shoulder to shoulder with all of you who live, work, as well as visit Port Hueneme. I want to take this opportunity to thank God for bringing me here onto the council. It was something that I had thought about many years ago, and the first time I then ran was 2008. But I want to say that 2014 and 2015 is only the beginning. That I believe that we move forward, but we don't look back. That we know that there's a future and a hope for Port Hueneme. As we just heard about the sand replenishment and more money's coming, that means more sand is coming. And we can fill in some of those gaps and restore our lovely beach. But also knowing that it is an asset for not only the city, but the region in its entirety. I will serve with great joy in moving forward and looking to establishing a real prosperous community. That's to make sure that the people who live and work here really enjoy coming here. That means not only the streets are improved upon, but it means that there's different amenities here and different services for whatever age, young and old. When I look back and think, wow, what is the mayor going to need during this tenure? And I'm reminded of King Solomon when God asked him what he wanted. He could ask for anything from God. And what he asked for was great wisdom to help his people. Wisdom to govern your people, he said. So that's what I ask for as well. It was a great pleasure serving with former council member Norm Griffaw and Ellis Green. We'll remember all the times that you allowed us to think really out of the box and look forward to something new and exciting for the community. And so I applaud you for your service, as well as these other colleagues that I've sat with. John Sharkey has wonderful leadership. And over the course of years, he's the go-to guy. He's the one that we actually ask for when we want some historical background. You know, maybe some other folks here at the city staff have that history, but John Sharkey really is a walking dictionary for Port Hueneme. And so I appreciate all of your efforts then this last year. And Doug Breeze. Doug is a colleague of mine. We came onto the council the same year. And although all of us have had our ups and downs, we really have had more ups than anything else. And I appreciate his leadership and vast support for whatever we want to do and whatever we're thinking of. And I also want to thank my friends and family who are here. I know they're scattered throughout the audience, and so I appreciate your effort to get here and to really make this a part of your evening, but a part of my life too. Thank you. All right, so thank you. Okay, so now we move on with the meeting. And we go to the nominations for Mayor Pro Tem.
Madam Mayor, I nominate Doug Breeze for Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, so the nomination of Doug Breeze for Mayor Pro Tem, and it is
Move to close nominations.
We close the nominations? No, any more nominations? Okay. So we close the nominations. So all in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Doug, welcome aboard, Mayor Pro Tem.
My second time as Mayor Pro Tem, I look forward to supporting the mayor and, as she so eloquently stated, moving the city of Port Hueneme forward, looking forward for more opportunities and keeping our community safe. Thank you.
So now we'll actually change seats, so if you wait a few minutes, we'll get seated in the right places.
Wherever you end up. Or Michael. Keep your right hand to the mayor, right?
Okay, we move on with the consent agenda, item number 7.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion, any objection? Without objection, motion carries. We move on to item number 8, Community Development and Housing Director. And it is finding there is a need to continue a local emergency regarding shoreline flooding. Mr. Brown and Mr. Tyson.
Good evening, Mayor. Oh, wait, I have to look in a different spot now. Congratulations, Mayor. Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem. Congratulations to the council members and continuing ones. I'll make this presentation short and sweet because it's a great day. Other things to do. I'll give an update real quick on the fishing pier. As written in the report this meeting, we have 10 piles left to drive to finish the work on the fishing pier. And 2 of those piles arrived early last week. They've been driven. We have 10 piles that actually are expected to arrive tonight sometime, by tomorrow. We should be unloading those and finishing up the repairs on the pier with the hope of finishing it by Christmas if possible. Regarding the sand bypassing, as noted in the report, we've placed about 1.7 million cubic yards so far. That's probably increased since the date of this report. And the progress is better than expected. They're averaging more than they expected. They're averaging around 30,000 cubic yards per day. With that, I'll turn it over to Greg Brown for an update on other issues.
Thank you, Chris. Mayor Schnapp, Council. Nothing new to report since your last meeting, other than staff has made the final reimbursement request to the State Coastal Conservancy of just under $2 million for the total $2 million grant from the Prop 12 monies. Typically, we're told it takes 1 to 2 months for the final project completion, so we can expect that in a couple of months. So that would complete the $2 million grant monies that was appropriated by the legislature last year. Was Prop 12 monies to the Coastal Conservancy.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
We received some correspondence regarding the Defense Authorization Act and funding that. Is there any report on that?
I don't have any update myself on that fact. And,
we will be confirming that with our Washington, D.C. lobbyists on a conference call Thursday. We've heard similar language. I've heard several different stories, but it looks promising. And if true, it may mean another 1 million cubic yards of sand.
Any other questions? Yes.
If that other funding comes through, how much longer will we be pumping sand? Will it be into February, pass it through the new year and into February, or how much longer?
The dredging contractor, Manson, has a 30-day additional window in which to dredge. So it's my understanding they have to demo by March 15th to get the measure. But it looks like there's adequate time to move that volume of sand if that appropriation is correct.
And if it is, the estimated total cubic yards of sand that we will be receiving this year?
The total would be 2.3 was the original, so we'd be a little over $1 million with this appropriation, given the Manson's price of about $5.45 per cubic yard.
So that put us 3.3?
3.2 to 3.3.
That would almost catch us up.
That's good news.
Yeah, good work to staff. I can't praise you enough for all the hard work you guys have done and all the help and support we've got from Sacramento and from Washington, D.C. Our beach was hurting. We were losing infrastructure. The pier was falling apart. But through everyone's hard work, we're just about back to normal. Now we go back to the regular fight every 2 years to get funding to keep our beach from eroding again. But again, thank you again for all your hard work. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for following this through. You know, there have been a lot of moving parts. People have come and gone, and you two and the staff has really done a yeoman's job in terms of making sure that we have the sand, making sure that the contractors know what we need, making sure that everything is done for us and the sand gets back on the beach. And also thank you to Cynthia as well, our city manager, who followed this through. There have been some emergencies that we all responded to, that you all responded to, and we appreciate that, because without your focus, as well as your just your great interest in making sure that we don't make it worse than what the storms have done for the beach. So thank you so much.
Madam Mayor, I would like to suggest at the soonest opportunity at the next available meeting spot that we have a discussion about looking forward. so that we don't have this kind of crisis situation in the future. And I believe that I've spoken to the various tools that we have available to us, and I think we need to have a dialogue about how we can strategically plan to avoid this kind of occurrence in the future. So whether it's in January or whenever the most convenient time is, I would like to suggest that we have that discussion.
Yes.
When is Lynn Jaquez going to be out here? Is she going to be visiting with us? I know she visits with RDP in the winter.
I think she mentioned she would be out this way toward the end of January.
That may be a good time to discuss all that.
Okay, thank you. Lynn Jaquez is our lobbyist in Washington with CJ Lake.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, we move on now. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to vote on this. We need to vote on this item 8. Okay. So there's a motion?
Second.
Second, all right. Any more discussion? Any objection? Without objection, motion carries. So we move on to item number 9, council members' reports and comments. Yes, yes, Councilman.
I realize that we have a tentative agenda at the end of February to have a strategic planning session. And I would like to suggest, and perhaps if we can't take action on it this evening, I would like it to be considered that session be televised. I would suggest that KDTV that's here this evening might be a good candidate, but given that it's going to be during the day and it's not necessarily accessible to the public in person, perhaps we should consider having it available online so that folks can really engage themselves in the process. So it may not be appropriate because it's not an agendized item this evening, but it's something that perhaps we should consider at the next regular meeting.
Yes, Councilman.
Even though it isn't agendized, I don't know if we can make a motion on it or not.
We can't.
Okay.
It has to, we cannot discuss anything that isn't on the agenda. But if you
consider
want to
that,
put
but I
something on the
concur with it.
agenda, you can make a suggestion.
I concur that we put it on the agenda.
Well, Madam Mayor, this sort of comes under the rubric of staff direction. I don't know if it needs to be. I think staff here's the message, and that's a discussion that can be had with staff.
Yeah, so that's
in terms of the structure.
It's a staff direct, yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you. Any other reports? No? All right. So we move on to then open forum. Anyone wishing to speak to the council on any matter not on the agenda may do so at this time. Please approach the podium, give your name and city of residence clearly for the record. I do have some speaker cards here. We'll start with Tracy Sisson-Phillips.
Good evening, Mayor Schnapp, City Council. Tracy Sisson-Phillips, CEO with the Hueneme Chamber of Commerce. Would like to take this opportunity to extend my sincere and deepest thanks to all of the staff at the city for their assistance with putting on our second annual Holly Day event that was held this past 4th of December. We had over 400 attendees and took close to 100 Santa photos. Carmen, to you and your staff, thank you so much for the assistance with planning. Couldn't have done it without you. Your input and ideas really helped elevate the event from last year. An even larger thank you to Mr. Ron Norton for his work with the grounds crew and the lovely light display. Sorry about the bushes, but I've been told they will grow back. Upcoming events at the City Chamber of, the Hueneme Chamber of Commerce. We have our networking education breakfast this week, which is our Ho 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 networking and White Elephant gift exchange. And looking forward into 2015, we have already scheduled our State of the Navy address, where we will have both Captain Vasquez and the new incoming commanding officer of NBVC present State of the Navy 2015. Please also note that in February, the Chamber will be celebrating its 75th anniversary and presenting its community awards on the 27th. at our annual dinner. And I'm very pleased to be able to make these comments in front of such a large group of residents of our city, because we do look for a Citizen of the Year, and it would be wonderful to have more input from the people in this room as to who we are honoring with that award this year. Also looking forward to bringing to Council for discussion is the Holiday Inn Express's petition to join the Ventura County Lodging Association. I've spoken briefly with City Manager about this, so we will be looking at putting together the necessary information to bring this formally to the Council. And I would just like to say that moving into 2015, the Chamber stands ready to continue to be a strategic partner with the city as we look at job creation, economic development, enhancing our tourism in the city, and really making Hueneme the best place to live in the county of Ventura. Thank you again for a great 2014, and we look forward to working with you all in 2015.
Yes.
Trish, before
Yes.
you go, speaking, since you brought up Citizen of the Year, and we have a lot of people here, and what's the process for nomination for Citizen?
There is a nomination form with defined criteria. That information will be emailed out within the next couple weeks to not just the members of the Chamber, but to all of the individuals that are on the Chamber mailing list. Forms can be picked up from the Chamber office located at the museum.
Okay, so if you're not on the mailing list, get on it.
Thank you. And I have another speaker card, Cheryl Malone.
Mayor, council members, my name is Cheryl Malone. I reside at 784 Island View Circle. I'm here to speak on the consent agenda. I've been coming to city council meetings for about 35 years, which includes when they didn't have as many items on the consent agenda. And I've come to about 90% of these city council meetings. So when the consent agenda was started to be used more extensively, I was concerned items wouldn't be discussed as much as I thought they should be, so I inquired about it, and I was told you can request an item to be pulled from consent and put on regular agenda, which I have done, and I had no problem with that. I think it's a great way. I have heard that council members Fig and Hensley talk about use of consent agenda, and they think that the citizens have not been included. They have been excluded from knowing what is going on. The agenda is available electronically and also posted at the City Hall. At times I was concerned about an item I was going to ask questions about, and I was even able to get the supporting documents, and boom, my questions were answered, and I didn't have to talk to anybody about it. If you don't have it on the computer, come to the City Hall and get the agenda. And it's efficient and fast. The truth is, people are not interested in this city. Usually there are the city employees, the Star, City Council, and about 2 or 3 other people. Where were all these people 2 months ago? Where will they be in 2 or 3 months? If they're interested, they would come. They don't come. I can't figure out what council members Fig and Hensley are trying to do. It's to create a problem where the current procedure is fine. And most surveys show people want efficiency in their government, be it state, federal, city. And the current way of using the consent agenda is by far more efficient than the prior way. Previously, I come to City Council and have a hard time getting up at 3 o'clock to go to work because it's so long. Now I can come, I get home to watch the end of the basketball game or baseball game. And I just hope that you continue this way. And in ending, I'd like to thank the City Council and especially the staff, Carmen, Debbie, and Matt, for the wonderful senior luncheon. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to all.
Do we have anyone else that would like to speak?
Madam Mayor, I'm a believer that if people come out and they speak their minds, that we owe it to respond to their comments, even though we can't take action. And so a question was made about the consent agenda. That's a small piece of the puzzle. It's called transparency in government. And I'm really hoping that we can have a dialogue at the strategic planning session so we can talk about agendas that are published well in advance of the meeting so people have truly an opportunity to digest the material before the items are acted upon, that we have more public hearings and less consent agenda items. That's true. I certainly believe in that, so we can encourage dialogue. And we need to open the city council chambers to television so that people can be engaged in the process if they don't have the convenience to be able to come down here and actively participate in person. So it's all about transparency, and there are different ways to encourage public participation, and I'd like to make this a part of our strategic planning session in February. So thank you for coming out, Cheryl, and making your comments.
Okay, anyone else? All right, with that, we will adjourn to the next regularly scheduled meeting to be held on January 12th, 2015 at 6:30 here at Council Chambers, preceded by the pre-agenda session at 6:15 in the Council Conference Room. Please join us then in the lobby for cake and punch. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.